What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the garage. So this morning I came out, my cousin woke up super early. We tag team, removed the short block out of the car, and we've already gotten it stripped down right there. Before we did, we took off to Lynn's machine shop, dropped off both of the heads. My cousin just dropped them off before he headed to work. So we have the GSR head right here with new valve seals, hot tanked. And then we have the Type R head on the floor right here, new valve seals, and also hot tanked. Both heads have been resurfaced, so they are ready to be slapped onto the short block. The GSR is just going to be put away until we find a use for it. And the Type R, we're going to throw it on the CSS short block once we get it in the car, so that way we have leverage when torquing the head studs down. The CSS engine is off the engine stand, and I got pretty much everything I need on the block to be installed other than the clutch and flywheel, which I just took off my twin disc right now. We have the feed line for the turbo. We have this port blocked off because I don't have a fitting for it. I just used another oil pressure sensor in place of it. Now I could have left this over here and then run this guy over here, but I didn't want to disassemble this whole thing, and I didn't want this to cross over with this guy how I had it on this motor when it was in my car. Because this is an LS block, we had to use an oil sandwich adapter for feed line to the head, and I still have to get the fitting for, I believe this is a -4 to the head itself. And then I also got to tap the head, which I should have done before the machine shop, but as long as I can get the tap flushed, we should be okay. Half shaft goes on after tranny goes on, so I'm fighting one shaft instead of two, no homo. Got the alternator put into place using my bracket. Water pump time belt tensioner is all brand new from the GSR when I did that. I have the GSR crank pulley because the LS one is a lot bigger. AC bracket is on, lower power steering bracket is on, belt is tension. I told him he needs some new one because his is kind of cracked up a little bit. Rear main seal is an OEM one that I put a long time ago. This motor only has like maybe 2,100 miles if I remember correctly, so I'm not going to change it. That one's brand new as well too. I am going to be keeping that backing plate because I am going to pull the pan out, the piston, I'm going to pull the crank, keep all of that good stuff. But it's pretty much ready to rock and roll. I'm going to go ahead and get the ITR flywheel off of that one. It's a little lighter than the LS. Put it in here, and then clutch, transmission. So my goal today is to get the engine into the car, prep everything for the head, do everything underneath the car, get that all out of the way and situate it, and then once we tap the head, we get the fitting for the VTEC line, we can throw the head onto the car. Not sure if that's going to be in this video or today, but that's the game plan. Let's stick to it. Let's get to work. All right, guys, quick little update before we get a little too far. I mean, not too far because we can't do anything until we tap the head, right? But we have my GSR transmission made it up with the CSS block. Daniel's clutch and flywheel is on as well too. And we have it hung in the engine bay. All motor mounts and brackets are tightened. Got the power steering bracket about to go on right now. Alex just took care of the axles. Everything underneath is done. He's about to put the little little dent on the axle nut so it doesn't back itself out. And not really much more I can do other than small stuff like put the compressor back on, maybe the radiator, and I don't know, clean up the harness hanging over there, and pretty much just clean the garage with all of the crap that we are now storing from the blown engines. What's going on, guys? So this is a whole new day. It's about maybe 12 o'clock or so, and we just got back from the store. We had to go pick up a few things for the cylinder head before we slap it back onto the block, and one of it is being the fittings we need for the head to, obviously feed our VTEC line into, because now we are going to an LS block. And then we also had to tap the bottom of the head right here. I don't know if you guys can see it right there. We had to tap that part right there because that part overhangs off the block where the hole is about halfway exposed, and oil will leak out of it. Now, we made that mistake last year on Nide's car, and we had to pull the head back out, redo the head gasket, pretty much tap the head and throw it all back together. All of this stuff, we picked it up from Home Depot. This part right here on the head, we've done this many years ago, and they've always worked out fine. The line that I have on the block is a -4, and I had this on the CSS motor. And all the years before that, I've used the same line without an issue getting oil to the head. So that is a -4. They didn't have the 3/8 to 1/4 inch flare, so we had to double it up and then get a 3/8 to 1/4 inch and then 1/4 inch to 1/4 inch flare. And you can see right here we have the RTV in between, so it's not going to leak. This should be dry once everything's all installed in the car. This fits my line perfectly. Yo, I was in my room editing and yo, I was inside my room editing my video and I heard a supercharger and I was like, that has to be my brother. So today, this morning, my brother went to the exhaust shop, put on his drive shaft and did 2.5 exhaust from the header all the way back. Super quiet from the 3-inch exhaust. And damn, that supercharger is stupid loud. Oh, wow, it's fucking. Yo, that shit's crazy. That shit's crazy. Intake manifold is put on. Gaskets in place, brand new. Got the harness installed as well too. And right now my cousin's about ready to put the head on. Everything's plugged up, so it makes it easier when the intake manifold goes on. Loop the injector harness over and we can just plug all that up in place. So he's gonna put the head on right now. Dowel pin's already in place. I'm gonna copper spray the head gasket real quick, and then I'm gonna let him do all the work while I go back to catch up on my edits. And then yeah, we're one step closer getting this thing all buttoned back up and hopefully maybe turn on today. Hey, what's going on, you guys? So I'm gonna give you guys a little update here before I close this video out. It's been a long several of days. I'm still not caught up with my sleep yet, and we've just been running through a lot of dilemmas. So yesterday I got the car buttoned up. I did set up the tripod for first startup, but the car didn't turn over. It took me some time to figure out what was going on, and probably about 11-12 o'clock I found out that the ECU didn't even have the map on it. So I had it all loaded up last night and I fired the car over. Had to do the valve lash, but couldn't do the valve lash because I didn't have a 7 you know, feeler gauge, so I couldn't do the intake side. But when we got the car turned on, it was ticking a little bit. I think the LMAs are like, they're gonzo, because they went to the machine shop, they hot tanked it and all, so the LMAs didn't even have oil in them. Forgot to soak them in oil, but then I didn't want to take the whole valve train apart and all that. I didn't think about it. Honestly, I didn't think about it until we turned it on. So it was ticking a little bit, and I noticed that we had this leak coming from the side of the head. Now I plugged up the hole and used RTV. I did it correctly. I had the tutorial in front of me. It was leaking from here, dripping down, going you know, down to the floor pan. I thought I had done something wrong. I was so tired, I was so lost that I just closed up. So this morning Daniel came over and brought another head gasket. We tore the SuperTech head gasket out. I thought that one of the port right here wasn't fully sealing on the head and the block, and I thought oil was coming out of there. I'll put a little picture right now. So this morning we yanked the head back out. We checked the tap on the head. It still had RTV in it. It was dry. and installed a new head gasket, which I've always used matching head gasket to the block. The SuperTech one was a B16, and that was given to me with the block to use VTech head gasket, and thought that might have been the problem. With the new head gasket in place, head reinstalled, we were hoping that everything was going to turn out well, to find out it's still leaking in the same spot. At this point, I'm super lost. I'm at a standstill. We're supposed to be re-dynoing the car tomorrow when I return the trailer, and I'm not sure if this car is going to make it with that leak. Another thing is, this CSS motor was the one from my CRX, and if you guys remembered, I'll also insert this clip now. All that smoke. The car was smoking like a freight train, and I thought it was the valve seals that went out. It seemed like it was the valve seals, and my buddy that bought the head from me changed the valve seals, so obviously we can't verify the valve seals were bad. That caused all the smoking, but now we have a refresh Type R head on the same CSS block, and it's puffing out like crazy. You can see all the oil sitting here. You can see I have a rag sitting here because it was spitting oil everywhere, and I think the block as well is causing all the blow by. So all together we have a leak, a smoky block, and a ticking noise I can't seem to get away after the valve lash. I have brand new Skunk 2 LMAs I might toss in. I don't know, I'm not sure yet, but the relieving part of all of this is that track has been postponed to the 24th of March. So that means we're not in a rush to get back on the dyno. We're not in a rush to get the car to the track. And the conclusion to all of this is I'm gonna be pulling the engine out once again. I'm still gonna be headed to the shop tomorrow to drop off the trailer, and I'm gonna be taking the motor with me. Geith is gonna run through everything top to bottom. I'm gonna have him reassemble the whole engine back together and bring it back to my house as a long block, because I trust his work. So I'm gonna have him do it, and when I bring it back, just put the clutch flywheel tranny back into the car in hopes of everything going smoothly, no oil leaks, and then we can get it on the dyno, get it tuned. I don't want to carry this madness on for too long, guys, so once we get this car buttoned back up, we will continue the car back on the dyno. Right now I'm gonna clean up. I got a huge mess going on in the garage. I still gotta strip down the 2 blocks, get rid of those, and everything else. I need to find a new home for them. This one used to sit on the CSS motor, which is now not sitting there anymore, so I'm gonna have to find a place for that. I'm probably going to clear this whole section out. I'm about to go to Home Depot and get a nice steel rack to kind of, you know, put in place of this guy, and then have everything just nicely stacked on the rack. I also got to go to the P.O. box. I want to give a huge thank you to everybody who has purchased this last weekend. All the pre-orders for the sweaters and everything right here is ready to be sent out, and key tags, stickers and stuff as well too. So thank you to everybody who has purchased the pre-order for the sweaters. They came out amazing, they look amazing, and they feel amazing. The quality feels amazing on this, so I hope you guys enjoy your purchases once you receive them. If you guys got any Built to Drive sticker, key tags, shirts, sweaters, post it anywhere, be sure to tag us on Instagram, Built to Drive, and we'll definitely post it up. Thank you guys for all the love, but I'm super tired. I gotta clean, I gotta go. Be sure to hit the like button. Definitely hit the subscribe button, because we have a lot of things coming really soon. I don't know if I already announced a new engine for the coupe yet, but you guys will see it soon. It's nothing special, it's nothing fancy, but it's definitely not a GSR. With that being said, guys, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.